What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and inks, and welcome to Lactic Acid. I am your host, Dominique Smith. Today, I have a certified baller shot caller. She is running circles where the humidity is non-existent, but the heat is hot, and she is looking to take the track scene by storm. Baylor Bear at heart, moved all the way to NAZ Elite, running in those smooth Clifton 8s, which is the best run and shoot in my opinion. Love them Cliftons, even though I don't have a pair, I'm going to get me a pair. So guess what? That means she's elite. She's none other than the legend that is Miss Lauren Hagans. Lauren, thank you for coming on the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on here.
No, thank you for coming on here. This is like a legendary. We have like one of the best in Flagstaff from Flagstaff doing big things. Obviously, we'll talk about that, your success in running a little bit later on. But been asking this question as of late. I'm going to call this my summertime question because this is based on the summer. So let's just say one day there were three people who got a chance to see you run, and they were so impressed that they had a meeting. And at that meeting, they said, this lady, Lauren Hagans, is something special. She is different. And we need to promote her awesomeness as these summer months roll in and throughout the summer leading up to the big finale of track and field season and on the roads as well. So those three people happen to be the the president of Food Network, Ben and Jerry were in that, as well as another surprise person. So this is what they're going to do for you. Ben and Jerry, no, actually, let's go to Food Network. Food Network says we run everything. We are the global capital. We are the ones that fund Flavortown, USA. And what we're going to do is we are going to send a gourmet chef, one of the chefs on Food Network, whether it's Alex Shelley, Amanda Freitag, Jeffrey Zakarian, you name it, Dart, whoever. And they're going to cook you a meal, a gourmet meal specifically for you, whatever you want. They're going to put it on every menu in every restaurant that they're affiliated with in this great land of ours. Ben and Jerry said, okay, nah, we run the dessert, we run the ice cream. So what they're going to do for you, they want you to pick two flavors of ice cream. They're going to combine them, and they're going to put them in every store in these United States. Lastly, there was a show back in the day called The Wild Thornberrys, and the main character, Eliza Thornberry, had the power to talk to animals, and that power is going to be bestowed upon you. And so you have to pick which animal that you could talk to. So we're going to need this gourmet meal, we're going to need the ice cream, and we're going to need the animal that you would like to communicate with.
Oh man, I mean, the gourmet meal question is really hard because I love food. I don't really discriminate. But
Amen.
I guess I have to say, I think my favorite dish on the planet is chicken tikka masala with
Ooh.
basmati rice. So it's probably going to be that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tempted to say like a really awesome like homemade plate of pasta with the dishes warmed so that keeps your food warm, you know.
That's
But
fair.
I gotta go with chicken tikka masala because that's I love Indian food, and that's the first thing I try when I get to a new Indian restaurant is their chicken tikka masala with basmati rice and garlic naan bread. And I kind of judge the rest of the restaurant based on that meal. So
No pressure. No pressure at all.
yeah. So that's got to be probably the meal I would, or the home cooked meal I would go for. And as far as ice cream goes, does it have to be a Ben and Jerry's flavor?
No, any flavor you want.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I have like a specific flavor, but I love coffee flavors and I love chocolate flavors. So it probably it probably have to be something like mocha coffee bean, something like that. Something like that.
Oh man.
Use your imagination.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing at that in just a
Okay.
second. But
Okay.
um let's do this animal. That is an
Uh,
interesting one.
so the animal, does it have to be like,
You can pick from a dog to a roach to a spider. It does
well,
not matter.
I'm gonna have to pick my own dog, Baylor. If I could talk to him, that would be just the best. And actually, I've thought about if he were a human or if he could talk, like what would his voice sound like? And I'm so curious as to what that would just sound like. So I think I'd have to pick him. He's sitting right in front of me right now, going to town in the
So
fall. So
I made a mistake.
yes.
And here's the mistake I made. I said Ben and Jerry. But as you were talking about the dog, I just realized that you have one of the legendary Instagram handles that I should have used to make your custom ice cream.
Oh, that's
Haagen Dazs underscore 86. I should have done Haagen Dazs.
and
And
I'm glad that you got that joke because it is a food pun with my name, but I love Haagen-Dazs's coffee ice cream. That's my favorite. So yeah, Haagen-Dazs coffee bean with chocolate added and nuts.
man, okay. So I'm not a coffee drinker by any
Okay.
means.
Tea?
I'm a tea drinker,
Okay.
specifically at night. I know that sounds weird, but listen, a good cup of chamomile will knock you out.
No, just herbal tea. I do the same thing.
And when you're sick, it's nice. It
Oh yeah.
has a bunch of all that crap that keeps you healthy. But I had someone come on here. She's a coworker of mine. She's the coolest person in the world. I'm not going to tell you her name because the episode will be released as a part of our Global Running Day series. But
Oh.
she came on here, friend of mine. She said, coffee bean and chocolate ice cream combined. And I was
No
like,
way.
is this a phase? Like it is. I was just like, dang. And to me, when she first said it, I was like, nah, man. But then it sounded, the more she explained it, it
Hmm.
sounded really intriguing.
You
So
should try it. You should try both together for sure.
is there such a thing? And can I look that up? Haagen Dazs. And I just have to say, I love Hagen Dazs the underscore makes well, either the underscore or hashtag. Um, I was like, dang, I wish I had that level of creativity like for my name. We're just lactic acid, and she's like ice cream. Shout out
No.
86. Um,
That was
so
a
I
nickname I had in high school. People called me Haagen-Dazs in high school. So I technically did not come up with it on my own. So
um that's okay. Well, whoever gave you that nickname, I don't think they knew what they were doing. That's greatness right there.
Andrew Ferguson, let's just shout him out right now.
Shout out Andrew, wherever you are. Hope you're listening to
Why?
Lactic Acid Podcast. God bless you, brother. Hey, you're a legend. I hope you are in the marketing game. And so, yes, Haagen Dazs.
86.
No, they actually have a coffee chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh, nice. See, I didn't even know that either. I just like always go with just the coffee.
It's called coffee chip. They have coffee almond toffee crunch, which just sounds like TMJ. The more I say it, and this coffee chocolate chip ice cream. Wow.
Sounds really good.
No, it doesn't. But I will. I'm just kidding. I might. I don't know. I might cop that. I don't necessarily love the fact that it's $6.63 on Instacart.
Oh,
Um,
well, you know.
but Haagen Dazs. I know y'all listening to this. Can you sponsor us? Sponsor Lauren. Sponsor Lactic Acid. We want to be the official podcast of Haagen Dazs ice cream. Like literally, let's make that dream come true. But let's go to some track business. So I found it funny and awesome. So I grew up with some of my classmates. I guess kind of we grew up together, but they're from Little Rock, Arkansas. Not
Oh,
Little Rock, but they're from not Little Rock, Fayetteville, Bentonville, one of those
yeah,
villas,
yeah.
somewhere up there. And they were like, they root for Baylor too. And I was like,
Oh,
shouldn't y'all be Razorbacks instead of Bears? I
interesting.
don't know. I
We
don't
were in
know.
the same region. I don't know if we still are.
I don't know. I just thought it was. I knew you guys were like
That's
somewhat
for cross
rivals.
country though, and track, but we yeah, not so much anymore. I mean, like Baylor's still Big 12 and Arkansas still SEC. So yeah, but we are at least in running, I feel like.
I think way back in the day, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was the Southwest Conference. It
Oh,
was
okay.
like Arkansas, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma, and I think Baylor. I don't know. This was before my time, but I don't know. I just
Probably
thought it was.
before mine too.
I don't know. It's like 70s, 80s.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know that far back for sure.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I was like, dang, okay, that's a. I don't know if there was a little pipeline or whatever the case might be, but I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Um, but no, you are a big time athlete, big time runner, obviously out there in Arizona training to do big things and to crush the dreams of your opponents who have high hopes. But I am curious, how's your training cycle gone so far headed into the season?
Well, I guess that's a good segue for me to actually say that I have opted to not do a track season this year.
Fair enough.
Um, I
Or
am,
cross or just on the roads as well. So both.
yeah. So it has gone well. I mean, at NAZ we have a new coach, Alan Culpepper. He's been coaching me since July, I believe, of last year. And I decided that I, to be honest, have been a little bit burnt out on track and I wanted to do more road stuff and just experience different races, distances. And so we actually decided to focus on the half marathon championship in February. And that went very, very well. And I was second to my teammate Alethine, who was first and
Mm-hmm.
ran pretty quickly. And then I kind of had a little bit of an injury flare up um, the month of March and leading into April. I have chronic sciatica. So sometimes I just get weird little injuries that are kind of alarming and I have to deal with those. But so far now I'm knock on wood 100% healthy and I am debuting in my first marathon in June. So
Ooh.
I kind of have gone the other spectrum to where it's really interesting. I'm curious to see how it will go because, I ran the 800 in college and then I ran the 1500 and the 5000 as a pro. And I'm starting to transition. My half marathons have gone well, and now it's the big kahuna, the full marathon. So that's coming up in a few weeks. I'm not quite allowed by contract and race to say which one yet, but I'm targeting my first 26.2.
So just stay tuned. Sometime
Yeah.
in June. Just set your alerts for June, and she will let you know when she is going to run the marathon, which I am looking forward to. That is a huge jump to go from the 800
Yeah.
to the marathon. What is
Yeah.
it about the longer distances that you love?
I think that there's a few different things that I love about it. I'm still really new to really long distances, and so there's kind of that level of the unexpected where I don't really know quite yet how good I can be in those events. So that's more exciting than nerve-wracking for me. Um, I do feel like also because it's 26.2 miles or 13.1, that's anywhere from, just under 70 minutes to 2.5 hours. So there's a lot of room for improvement in there. And I think it's just interesting, like trying to figure out the puzzle pieces of these longer distances. And yeah, I love a challenge. And so I truly actually really have enjoyed half marathon training as well. It's obviously very different than 800-meter, mile, even 5,000-meter training.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I've really loved that. But now I'm a little bit older as well. I'm not like just a spring chicken anymore. And so my
Yeah.
800-meter days are quite far behind me. I don't think they've focused on the 800 in years. I mean, I think I've been mostly focused on the 5,000 until 2022, really.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, just all those things combined, I see it as a challenge and it is nerve-wracking though, because it's such a long time to be out there. And yeah, so I'm just trying right now, I'm just kind of grinding away at the weeks and trying to just set myself up for success in the future. And just honestly, just I have so many teammates that are great at the marathon. And I've been just kind of slowly like picking their brains a little bit, asking them questions, like we're starting to practice fueling during the marathon, which is
Yeah,
another thing that I haven't even thought about. So, yeah, I should get on that.
that's hard. Listen, I
Yeah.
I work part time at a running shoe store, and
Oh,
like
cool.
we have all this crap on the wall. And I'm like, I don't really run like that
Yeah.
or at all. Well, for now, I'm coming out of retirement. Um,
Oh, what did you run?
the
Or what did
shop
you
to
compete
the shop put in the discus
in? Nice, nice. Oh man.
way back in the day in high school. I peaked in high school and then picked up coaching, and
Oh, nice.
now we talk about it for a living.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, I'm going to come out of retirement and I'm going to
Cool.
run a 5K sometime next year. Sometime next year.
Very nice.
It could be December 31st, 2024, but it's going to be next year. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But it has to be something where there's food involved, like the fried chicken express marathon or something like
Oh my
that,
God.
or a 5K. So somebody make that happen. Like,
One of my favorite road races, I used to live in Memphis, Tennessee, and one of my favorite races there, my favorite Indian restaurant sponsored this race, and we always had samosas at the end of it. And I literally I know, I was like, this is the best. Like, this is why I run
oh,
this race.
I need to add that to the prayer list. Lord, help me sponsor some sort of running event. And let me partner with Publix. Let me partner with Kentucky
Yes.
Fried Chicken, Popeyes, or Chick-fil-A. But the race can't be on a Sunday. So that limits, things. But oh man,
It's Saturday.
there is Saturday. I'll have them bring back the spicy grilled chicken and fried chicken. And listen, that's what we'll run for. And we'll get, oh man, the Lactic Acid 5K.
Hey,
5K will have the Masters, we'll have the Para, we'll have the wheel. Oh, it's gonna be nice. Stay tuned. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this, but just stay tuned. I'm gonna take out a loan, and we're gonna make this happen. Get all the elite athletes coming. For my vegan friends, don't worry, we'll have some tofu or something like that. We'll shape it in as a piece of chicken, fry it, put some seasoning and stuff on it. It's gonna be real nice,
now
real nice.
I'm sorry. Where are you based out of?
Orlando.
Orlando. Nice. Are you going to be at the trials in February?
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna be there.
I'll
I'm
see you
gonna be
there.
there. You're gonna see me there. I have fried chicken shirts already made. So if you see, it would be in one or two things. It's gonna be the shirt that says two piece in the biscuit. Shout out to my friend Catherine, and I need to get that company's name, but graphic designer, just started her own company, works with all the track and field aficionados. And then I have a shirt that says I like fried chicken and three other people. And so I just don't know which one I'm going to
Yeah.
wear, or if I should just wear another one. I don't know yet. The
Yeah.
sky's the limit. So, but
Good.
yeah, so you'll see me with a reporter's notebook and probably some sort of unhealthy food, and that's how we'll rock essentially. So,
Perfect.
yes, I will see you there. Looking forward to
Cool.
seeing you ball out at the marathon.
Thank you.
But speaking of the marathon, I'm curious about the training because obviously the training for 800, a 1500, a 5K is different than 26.2. And I can only imagine it could be just really grueling and long and aggravating and annoying.
Mhm.
But does it help to have a great team around you? Because it's one thing to run by yourself, but when you actually have a community of people that you can push each other, especially with you being a newbie in the marathon, that has to, at least in an outsider's point of view, that has to be nice, especially as you transition into this new phase of your career.
Yes, I mean, I actually own a coaching business, and I've been coaching marathoners and half marathoners down to the mile for about
Okay.
6 years. So I know about training. I also have a degree in exercise physiology and a master's degree in sports psychology and motor behavior. So I know a lot about the physiology and training, but I have never done the training myself. And I've also never done the training under either Ben Rosario, who was our head coach, or Alan Culpepper. So I understand everything that we're doing. It's just a different experience when you are walking through the process yourself. So I'm finding out some things that, I knew, but you don't quite know until
Yeah.
you do them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been very interesting. I would say because I have this background in speed, and I've always been aerobically strong, which is really, I can't really run that fast unless I've been running some mileage as well. Um, but yeah, I'm used to such intense events that just hurt from the beginning, like from the time the gun goes off. I mean, you're already, feeling like you've got some lactic acid built up. And so a difference from marathon training as I'm, when I think as I'm starting to really think about it for myself is just the element of patience. So
Mm,
um the paces for the marathon, the paces I've been training at, they just don't feel that fast. And you're almost
mm,
going, am I really doing anything? But then you realize, oh no, but I have to run this pace for 10, 12, 14 miles for tempos. I like yesterday, I had a track workout and I had 9 by a K with in 3 sets of 3 with cut downs on the track. And
okay.
when we are at 7,000 feet, so of course it's harder to hit aerobic paces and at sea level. But I looked at the paces and initially I said, this should be no problem. I've done these paces, I can do these paces in my sleep. But now the difference is I have the marathon mileage on my legs. And so it's a different story running even kind of less aggressive paces when you're just really fatigued and overall tired. And so that's just been kind of those two things. That's what's different. It's like practicing patience. Like it shouldn't feel super hard the pace wise. What is hard about it is you are out there for such a long time. You're just
Mhm.
focusing for such a long time that's what mentally is so difficult. And then your body just kind of will break down at a certain point. So that's kind of been the difference in my mind as of now. And then as far as having like teammates around, like I'll use yesterday's track workout as an example. Like we NAZ Elite, half of our team are elite marathoners and very, very good elite marathoners. Like I think our team record is 2:24 by Kellen Taylor, which I believe
Mm,
is like 5:30 per mile for 26 miles. Like Alafine won the Olympic trials. Steph has run very consistently. Everyone's really, really good. And so I feel very lucky to have just people around me that can be like, oh, you have a question about this? This is what's happening, or this is what you should do. And then yesterday, because I had 9 by a K, Kellen has just come back from having a child. Stephanie is 4.5 months pregnant. So they weren't doing my entire workout with me, but they just took on different parts of it. So I barely ran alone for the entire thing. And so that's very, very helpful. Just knowing that I
mm,
have women around me that are so strong that have been there before. I'm going into uncharted territory and they kind of know the lay of the land. So they can
right.
kind of, talk me down a little bit off a ledge if I get nervous. Like, I'm not going to be able to hit this. And they tell me, yes, you can. This is the process. So it's definitely very, very helpful. I will say right now, it's kind of interesting because just most of the marathoners on our team are either, like I said, like either pregnant or, have had just like injuries or like not even training right now, like out of the country. Alafine's in Kenya. So it feels a little interesting that I don't have like a training partner that's going to be there with me for the entire segment because you build such a bond
Yeah.
with people when you go to war, basically. And so yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting, but they've done a really good job of like making me feel like I'm not out there like by myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, and then this Sunday I have a 20-mile long run. It's my first 20-mile run ever.
Mm,
And I think I have Paige Stoner and Kellen for 14 of it, and then Stephanie for maybe like 5 or 6. And they're just gonna sandwich me. So like just so I hopefully won't have to do many of the miles alone. So that is very, very like helpful. And it's actually a luxury because I know a lot of people that don't have like just that kind of depth on around them on a daily basis. So
Right.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you went to school, you grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas. You went to school
Yes.
in Texas. So
Yeah.
Arkansas, Texas, two schools in the South. The
Yeah.
climate is a little different compared to Flagstaff. Um, what is it like? I'm just curious. What is it like being in dry heat compared to when I wake up this morning, I get the trash out and I'm still sweating? Like just that humidity and just
Um,
brutalness.
I think as far as dryness versus humidity, I feel like humidity is so much harder. And
Really?
I think humidity, I have a theory about this actually. I think humidity is actually tougher to train in than altitude. And I
Huh.
think this is why. I think it's because the altitude is just a stable entity. It doesn't change. You know, you're always going to be at 7,000 feet. It's always going to be dry. When you're in a humid, hot environment, it's going to be different every day depending on the dew point. I feel like,
That's
and like
fair.
if you're sensitive to like changes in like atmospheric pressure, changes in yeah, just how, hot it is, like I feel like that can kind of affect you. And so I just feel like when you wake up in Orlando or Memphis, Tennessee, it's like you don't really know like how saturated the air is going to be with water. And I feel like it just kind of it's not very stable. So it just kind of throws you off. And I feel like I've done a lot of workouts and humidity that like I don't know how I did them. And so, and but I will say like I actually miss the humidity. Like I think I'm so
Really?
familiar with it. Yeah, like I remember the first time like after I moved to Flagstaff, I hopped off the plane to Little Rock and Little Rock's very humid and I was just like, "Ah, this feels so nice." It's like also it's better for your skin. Like my skin is so dry up here
Yes.
the time. And it's like especially in the winter because it's freezing and dry. It just gets so itchy. And so like I feel like the humidity is like better for your hair, it's better for your skin. Like
It's
I miss that. So
maybe it's just because I'm used to like running and then playing football in it and all that stuff. I went to Colorado, Breckenridge, and walking up
oh,
like two flights of stairs, I thought that was it.
oh,
Like,
that's still a thing. I literally like my bedroom is upstairs in the house that I rent from. And literally like I walk up the stairs going like I'm not an athlete. Like I'm just even like I just ran like whatever, like whatever like workout they gave me, but it's like I'm always gasping for air up the stairs. So yes, I identify with that.
there's
It's
some different about those stairs. You can go
yeah.
on a 20-mile run, be as fit as you can be, and to anything, I don't know, sometimes over a flight, those thighs get to
Yeah.
burning, those calves are just locking up. And I used to like try to take the stairs when I was in college. I remember I had a job working in mass communicate and communications for our local government, and my mom worked there too. And so she's on the eighth floor, I'm on the second floor. So I was just like, you know what? I just had a piece of pizza rock. I just feel like an athlete today. So let me walk up from the second floor to the eighth floor. Or sometimes I would walk, our gym was in the basement. I would walk from the basement to the eighth floor and I would just be singing hymns, asking God to help me
Yeah.
because I thought I was just
Yeah.
I was just like, what are you doing, Tom? Like, why are you that stupid?
Hard.
Uh, calves got swollen now. Don't get it wrong. I didn't skip leg day, but
I get calf raises in going upstairs.
going up, oh my gosh! But just even now, like, okay, let me jog up a flight of stairs. And I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one because sometimes I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is a
No,
problem.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I will take the elevator because I deserve it.
You deserve. I like
Just
that.
like that, I'm
That
like that person. I'm like, I'm sorry.
you're taking the elevator. Listen, treat yourself. That's how I look at it. Treat yourself. I love it. I'm gonna start using that. Why
I
are you
have no
taking that?
ego when it comes to that. I'm like, I know I can do it. I just don't want to.
I don't want to. I deserve
Yeah,
this rest. Yes, I
yeah,
deserve a break.
exactly.
What are three things that people do not know about the legend that is Lauren Hagans?
Oh gosh. Oh, no, I don't even know. Hmm. Three things people don't know about me. Mm, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could just start. I don't know what people don't know about me, but I could just start spouting off like random things about me.
Go for it. Fun facts that we don't know.
Sure. I always say this one just because like I never know what else to say. Like, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, I should have said this. But yeah, like I was a music major in college for a
Okay.
while, for a couple years, and I studied percussion, mainly piano. And so I had a music scholarship my first year at Baylor. So that's a little different.
I like
Um,
that.
I love music. I love music so much. Um, I don't know. What are some other topics? Hmm.
There's
I would love
food.
to have my own camper van, but like,
Okay.
or like maybe like a small RV, not quite a van, but like a small RV to like check around, even though I have to be selective when I would do that stuff. I love to hike. And so, um, I also like, still have not hiked in the Grand Canyon, and I live like 2 hours from it, but it's just
Interesting.
so hard to like find when to do that with training because you're so tired and you have to just
Yeah.
kind of be careful about injuries and stuff. And so, but I would love to like, I don't know, like maybe when I'm done like competing, whenever that is, seriously, like I'd love to like travel around and just like hike and be like a van bum. Um,
Man.
um, and maybe a third thing people don't know. Um, Man, I don't know.
It could
What
be
are some
about
topics?
food, movies, people, celebrities, entertainment, states, capitals, nouns. I don't know.
I have a really uncanny talent for recognizing random people and random celebrities from like forever away, and people don't believe me that I saw them, and then I like will like kind of walk closer and I'm like, see, I told you. Like the one like
That is a talent.
kind of weird. It's like a weird like I have this it's like maybe it's like a facial recognition something, but I literally will never, if I have seen you before, I will not forget that I've seen you. But on the flip side, I'm really bad at names, which is I hate that about myself. Like I think if I could change like well, I mean, of course there's a few things, no one's perfect, but I literally feel like if there's one I would change that fact. I don't know what it is, but I have a hard time remembering people's names. And I just feel like that's such a horrible trait. But with faces, I will always remember you. And there was, so with this like celebrity thing, there was this one when I first moved to Memphis. I was walking through like the legendary Peabody Hotel where they have like the ducks like twice a day. And it's just
Mhm.
like they do a lot of filming in Memphis for some reason. I'm not sure why. But I was like just walked in and was like looking like way across this. It's a huge lobby with all these chairs and bars and stuff. It's really cool actually. And I was looking across and I was with my friend and I was like, that's Paul Giamatti. And I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like he would be considered like an A-list celebrity. He's like an older man. He's not like a heartthrob guy, but like I
I'm gonna
love
look it up.
yeah, look it up. You'll probably recognize him if you watch like a lot of movies, but and my friend was like, "No, it's not. He's like he's very nondescript. Like he's not someone he kind of looks like any other guy." And so I was just like, "I know who this is." Anyway, so I like walked up to him and I was like, "Hi, Paul. I just wanted to say like I totally did that thing that people do." And then afterwards they were like, "I should never have even gone up to him."
Every day. Oh,
Do you know
this
you know who
dude.
that is? Yeah, yeah.
He
And
was in
like he's just kind of like this like nondescript guy. And I mean, I think he's adorable, but anyway.
he played Jerry. God, yeah, he played in what is it? Fred Claus. Oh, that was Jerry from Straight Outta Compton. Bless his heart.
He's yeah, so like I and yeah, he was very nice. He was just like, "Oh, thank you so much," you know, and I was like, "I told you it was him."
I would love just to like that's
Stuff like
crazy.
that. Like yeah, it's just like a weird, like I literally, or like even like I'm gonna out myself, but even like some of the like Bachelor, like
Oh,
franchise
that's big talent.
people, it's like I know I'm like, yeah, saw one of them, KCB, in the middle of Knoxville in this like open air market and was like, yep. Like, and people just are like, whatever, and I'm like, I promise. And so I also did the same thing with Steven Tyler one time in
You,
Orlando, Disney World.
when was it? When
He had
was I going?
sunglasses on. Yeah, so I don't know. It's weird.
What? Wow. I would love to just witness that. Like I can see you're running the marathon, you're like mile 23, just a random marathon, just a random marathon. You're at mile 23 and the person is like, I don't know, behind, and you just peek back and they're like at mile 21. I know that's not who I think it is. It's like, what? That's Jennifer Lopez. What? That ain't her. And then like you went to I told you that was her. I'd love that. That
That
is
would be
talent.
special. That would be special for me because I hardly notice anything in races. I'm like, that
It's just like you
would be
walking.
interesting.
I don't know, and it's just like maybe that's just me, but you think you see somebody and you stare, like,
Yeah.
is that who? I know that's not him. I know that's not him.
No, see, and
That's
then if
this.
I see him, I'm like, definitely them because that's just, yeah, it's a weird thing, but it's
My,
always turned out to be true.
my family is just like, okay, you look, is that him? No, that's not him. Yeah, it is. That's him. What's going? And it's like, yeah, okay,
Oh,
that's.
I would die happy if I saw Denzel Washington.
Oh man, one
That
day.
would be cool. Yeah,
D-
that'd be cool.
Denzel, come to the Orlando the marathon down here 2024. We got some people that you need to meet, including
Hey, who
myself.
knows?
I don't
Maybe.
know. Give the pep talk. Give the opening pep talk. Listen,
Yeah, you
fried
need
chicken
to
on
give me a
yeah,
pep talk.
fried chicken on me, brother. I got you. Like I
Yeah.
got you. Like him. Who would be the person that you? Now I'm gonna save that question for later.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna save that question for later. But let's circle back to music.
Okay.
I love music, so I love to hear that other people love music.
Yeah.
So why do you love music, and kind of what music are you into, whether it's classical, maybe you play instruments or in a band, or
Oh
something like
gosh. Why do I love it? I mean, I just think it's just personal creative expression, right? I mean,
that? Oh, that's deep.
I love I love lyrics too, because I mean I love to read as well. So I think like if it like a song can be fun and catchy and like that's cool, but I think when it's like good lyrics plus like good melody and yeah, just like interesting, like I just like yeah, I just think it's fascinating. And yeah, like I feel like it's kind of the same for movies, but I think also good music can also have like a pretty emotional component to it, where if you feel like moved by something or like what someone's saying, or even just like chords, like I mean, that's just yeah, I don't know, just makes me feel some type of way. So I like it for that reason. And as far as like music, I like a lot of different things. I'm from Arkansas, so I do like country. I like country music.
Yeah,
I
okay.
like some rap, hip hop. I like Drake. I like Lil Wayne. I feel like I have to say 3 6 Mafia just because it's Memphis, but that's
Oh
old
boy,
stuff,
that's old
old
school.
school stuff. And then I also really like and like all my teammates know this and they like hate me because I just play it in the weight room all the time and they're like something different, please. But like I love this band, the 1975. They're kind of like alternative. They're British, but they're kind of alternative, kind of popish, punkish band. But again, like I think their lyrics are so interesting. And like they just have a cool sound. So I really like them. And then, I mean, my era when I was growing up and like, music can also kind of shape your childhood, your background, like what were you listening to in junior high or eighth grade or whatever? And
Oh
like I
boy.
was totally like Blink-182 and like Avril Lavigne and
Oh
Noah,
boy, that's I love
like
that.
it's just like I mean, and they're popular, they're very popular, but it's like it's a definite like not everyone likes punk. And then I also like older stuff like 60s punk, like the Replacements. I like the Pixies. which Pixies is like 80s, 90s.
No,
And then
I know about the
yeah,
Pixies.
you
I
like
know
the
about it.
Pixies?
I,
Yeah, so I'm so or yeah, so like I like them and then I really am liking like the new wave of female country singers that kind of have like a pop component to them, like Kelsey Ballerini and Casey Musgraves. I really just like people that also just kind of bare their souls a little bit and are a little bit vulnerable in their own writing of their own music. And so I like that. And I used to my this is kind of not embarrassing, but I think my favorite band growing up used to be Third Eye Blind. And they're like
Cause it's not my time.
they're
Is
like
that the one?
which one?
Cause it's not my time. I'm not go. Is that them?
No, I don't think so.
Oh dang! I
I
thought they were
don't
Third
know.
Eye Blind.
No, they'd be like semi charm kind of life, or like oh, I'll never let you go. Na, 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 na. Okay, you know, just have
Oh,
to look it up, but
I
but
got to
basically,
look. I
yeah,
that's.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
like
God! It's called.
third, like
So
this,
people.
third eye
Yes.
blind, like that. That's their thing.
So
So, yeah,
the
I
the
used to love
the, the band I'm thinking of is Three Doors Down. What am I thinking? Third Eye Blind. Like what?
yes. Okay. Actually, I had one of like back when CDs were a thing. Ha, I'm old. I had one of
Oh, listen
had
now.
their first one. I don't care. Like I had their first one, but yeah, so like Third Eye Blind, I love, what's kind of funny about them is every album they've released has been consecutively worse and worse. But I love their so I'm sorry, like maybe I'm not a true fan, but I loved their first three and I was obsessed with them and I've seen them in concert like 5 or 6 times. And then it's kind of the same thing. It's like now I think they're trying to stay kind of relevant and kind of, you know,
just
but
just just have a seat.
still
Just have a
love
seat.
them, but
Just
so
pass the sticks. Pass the sticks. It's
and
okay.
I'm anxiously waiting for the new Blink 182 album. I think if you gave me a choice between going to a Taylor Swift concert versus a Blink
Ooh,
concert, I would go with Blink 182 for
I'm
sure.
not mad. I used to listen. No, I've been to a Taylor Swift concert.
I would
So
go. I would go if you gave me a free ticket. I'm just saying.
that's how I went. I didn't pay for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, if it were like my money and I was having to choose between paying like $400 for Taylor Swift versus Blink 182, Blink 182 all the way.
Hashtag all the small things.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so I got that song right.
Exactly.
Have you heard
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
Matchbox 20?
Yeah, so I used to really like them too. I think they're pretty good, actually.
I just like one song.
They belong. Which one? Do you remember?
The one I wish the real world would just stop
Yeah,
messing with me.
that's a good album. That's a really
Um,
hmm
I see why you like Drake and Lil Wayne because they use so many similes and metaphors in their music. I can't
They're
repeat
beautiful.
any of them, but they use them when they rap. So if you want to hear that, go ahead and listen to it. I'm not going to repeat it on the show. This is
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um
No, that's okay.
can't repeat some of those shows, but sometimes I'll be listening. I'm like, wow, like I need to
I know.
like that was like creative. Like, how did you fit that into like killing somebody or something like that?
Well,
And it's just
that's why like rap is interesting too, and like in hip hop too, because it's all just like I mean, rap. They also have their foundation in like blues and
yeah,
like
and R&B.
gospel.
I'm a
Yeah.
big go ahead.
So and I love Alicia Keys as well. So
That's my girl too.
yeah.
I love 90s rap. Like
Okay. Nice.
the 80s and 90s rap. So I love there's a band called The Roots.
Okay.
If you watch the Jimmy Fallon show, the guy his house band are the legendary Roots. I
Oh,
love their band, and their Black Thought is the best rapper ever because of how
who
the
is it?
creativity. His name is Black Thought Tariq.
Black
Um,
Hot.
he is so deep and just creative in his approach. Like if you're an English major, you would love them. There's a band called De La Soul
Okay. Yeah.
um, that I
Yeah. I know them.
love.
Yeah.
Hashtag the stakes is high. I don't know. Sometimes I'm at the job singing like some of the lyrics, like people want to snatch the credit but can't claim the card. I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I write like this is genius. But like you, and so yeah, I like that era of rap. And then obviously, growing up, in the 2000s, I'm 29, so that,
Yeah,
late 90s, mid
yeah,
2000s, early to mid 2000s, that was pretty dope time as well. But
yeah.
I call it old people music, but I have
Okay.
like the entire like Motown collection, and it's
Nice,
all in CDs. Like I used
nice.
to have so many CD
Yeah, I
players.
have those too.
Yeah,
I
you
think
have the Motown
I
collection?
used to have like I don't think it's probably not the exact same thing you're talking about, but I used to have these ones called Billboard. Is that the
I know
same
what
thing?
you're talking
Or is
about.
that different? Where they had like genres, like based on like the year. Like they would have like Motown or they'd have
It's
like
like the Billboard Top 100 or
country.
whatever.
Yeah, and they would yeah, there was like a pre I know what that is too, but that's like a precursor to that as well, where it'd be like the top songs in this genre from
I
1968.
do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I
So
do know.
they're kind of like, and they're weird, they're kind of color coded based on the
Yeah.
genre. It's like really, really old, but
No, I know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
didn't know what they were called. Man, that was some good music back
yeah,
then. Like even like the all female groups like the Supremes and
yeah.
um Dolly Parton, Sister Dolly, got mad love for Sister, I
I
feel
love
that.
Dolly Parton.
Shout out working 9 to 5. I'm gonna ask you a controversial question though.
Okay.
Who had the better version of I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston or Dolly Parton?
Oh, oh, I have to go Whitney Houston.
There you that's the only right answer.
I
That's the
know.
only right answer.
I know it's Dolly Parton's song. She wrote it, and I love that version as well, but like I have to go with Whitney Houston because you just you just can't not
You
I'm
can't.
it's so good. And everybody like the closest, how people always they'll try to like sing that song or have a different rendition and it's almost like, oh, that's like
It's
untouchable.
cringeworthy. It's
I
cringeworthy.
know. The only person I've heard get any close to it is maybe Ariana Grande, but even then, she's so like Nate, like she has a cool voice, but like you cannot compete with Whitney Houston.
Whitney Whitney could blow the oh listen,
Yeah,
Lord,
like
she was different. She was built different.
yeah,
And I know Ariana, she's kind of nasally. It seems
yeah,
like when she sings,
she's cool. She got good range. Yeah,
she has great range and she's got
yeah.
great talent. And also, any Ariana Grande fans, don't you come for me, Lauren, because we did not say anything about her.
I mean, have you seen the movie The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston?
Of course, and Kevin Costner.
Oh my God. So that is literally one of my favorite movies. It always has been. And like I like watched that when I was little, actually. It's kind of like it's kind of there's some things in there. But
It's for
yeah.
adults. Yes.
Yeah. But like I mean, I love that movie and like, she sings that at the end of the movie and it's just so good. Like, yeah. So
the
wait.
the the music videos. I look at the music
Yeah.
videos today to the music videos back then,
I still do that too. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna get on like a YouTube like hole and like like music videos. Yeah.
and I'm like, the difference. It's like, first of all, the ones back then were in black and white.
Yeah.
Now they're on like they're in cabo and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't know. I feel like you can only feel the emotions in those old music videos. Like Whitney Houston singing I Will Always Love You, and it's like
Yeah.
raining, and just I'm just like, ooh, Whitney, I don't know who oh, you sing it to me, sister. Like that hit me. You
Oh
know what I'm
my God,
saying?
that's amazing. Yeah.
Um,
There's also speaking quickly of like artists, like I love Aretha Franklin as well. And her I don't think it was the house it was either the house she was born in or the house that she just grew up in, but
mhm.
it's on the outskirts of Memphis, Tennessee. And when she passed away, I think this was like 2 years ago, they had like a candlelight vigil for her,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
know what you're talking about. Yep,
pretty cool.
that's
But
crazy.
yeah, I know. Anyway, random, but yeah.
Shout out to Sister Retha. She has so much range as well. I don't know. Who would be like your favorite old school band? You can give me two. You can give me two. Artist or band? You can give me two.
Well, how far are we going back to consider it old school? Are we
Before
talking
you and I
like,
were born.
okay, before we were
So
born?
give
So
me one single artist and then one band. Let's do that.
I think if it's the band, the one that I would say probably had. more influence on my musical taste and what I listened to when I was younger, probably the Beatles. Um,
Really?
I listened to them like my dad had every single album that they came out with. And so like I just like listened to them like from when I was like really young. So like that's probably just who I would pick because that's like I just know all their songs and like yeah, I think they're cool. They have definite eras though, like
Oh yeah.
70. I mean it's yeah. And then ooh, and then like an older singer. Hmm. Older singer. I feel like I take this question very seriously. So I'm like
Do you
still
want me to
thinking
give you
about
my
it
answer
because I
while you
love
think?
music, but I'm like going, I'm like, who would I? I don't know.
Do you want me to give you
Maybe,
my answer while you think?
sure. Yeah.
So I grew up in the church, so technically the church kind of
Yeah.
definitely centered it. I would say the favorite band, bar none, is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay. Nice.
Um,
Nice.
favorite singer. Ooh, I just hurt myself. I thought I had it. Oh Lord.
Well, it's hard to think of someone. I feel like it's easier with bands, but with like a favorite singer. I mean, maybe I could say like Stevie Nicks, maybe.
Okay.
Because that's just some like that's just someone that popped in my head, and like I love her and I love Fleetwood Mac. I think they're very interesting as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so maybe her, even though I liked when she was with Fleetwood Mac better than when she was solo. But
Oh, big
but
time.
still the same artist, and still the same feel. So maybe her. I mean, Mariah Carey was kind of like
Ooh.
a little bit earlier than me, but still was like very popular when I was in junior. I mean, she wasn't before I was born though, I don't think. Like
No,
singing before I was born, but she was like already popular before I really started to get like an awareness of like musical preferences, really,
that's
I think.
fair.
And so I feel like, yeah, maybe then too.
Fleetwood Mac's a good one though. You
Fleetwood
know he
Mac's.
owns, you know he owns a restaurant in like Hawaii.
Wait, Lindsey Buckingham?
No, Mick Fleetwood.
Oh, okay. No, I also, this is really, really random, but there is a little town in Arizona called Cottonwood, and we do track practice there, but they have this, I just randomly found it. It's a gourmet, like Italian place with a winery attached to it, and it's owned by Eddie Vedder, who is
Really?
yeah, the Pearl Jam guy,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
the most random thing ever. And it is like literally one of the best meals I've had in a long time. And I
Oh
just
wow.
randomly found it. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. And then I've also been to what's his name? The guy from Van Halen. Or no, not Van Halen. That owns a bar in Cabo in Mexico. I've been to that one too. But anyway, random.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been some really cool places.
Yeah, I
Oh
have. I
man.
love to travel. Yep.
Mine, I would say Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's a hybrid. It's between Stevie Wonder and
Hey,
Luther Vandross.
okay. Oh, that's
Like
cool.
like those two. I don't know. It's just
I love Stevie Wonder as well.
I would say Martina McBride and like Karen
Oh,
Carpenter like low key shaped my love for Christmas music. Martina
oh,
McBride, Karen Carpenter, and Luther. And no, and Boys to Men. Those three. Oh, I forgot.
I like Boyz II Men too.
How did I forget Boys to Men? They had great influence on me too. Like that's hard, and I love music and stuff. And
Yeah,
I mean, my family's like a musical family, so it's like music
so
was
is
just kind
mine.
of ingrained.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
let's switch gears to food. Then we're gonna wrap this up with a bow.
Okay, cool.
You've already kind of touched on it, but what's been like the best meal you've had in all the places you've traveled? What is like
Like
that go to
everyone?
one for you, or the best thing that you cooked? Either the best meal you've had or the best meal you've cooked.
Hmm. Man, I honestly can't even tell you what the best meal I've cooked is because I love to cook and I literally cook something different every week. I should probably do something like that but I don't have like a recipe that I just make all the time. It's kind of just
That's
like
fair.
whatever, I just, and then I hate to waste food too. It's like a big pet peeve of mine. So like I'll just throw random stuff in a pan too when like
That's
when things are gonna go bad, and like I just don't like that. And so anyway, so like I don't know, but I make a lot of curry type stuff. Like um I make a lot of like one pot dishes, like rice with a protein and veggies or something like that. I'm having salmon for dinner tonight with roasted vegetables. Lots, and then what was the other question? Like the best
best
meal
meal from the
I've had in
best
all
from
my
anywhere you
travels.
travel. Yeah.
Oh, that is so hard too. I don't know. I've had really good. My favorite chicken tikka masala I've ever had was in London. I
Really?
I don't know what the history is necessarily. I kind of have an idea, but I feel like London or the UK in general just has so many good like Indian restaurants maybe, or like maybe not even Indian, but like just like that kind of like ethnic like curry type places, like kebab houses, things like that. So like I had amazing chicken tikka masala in this place that was Whitechapel, I believe, was the neighborhood.
Mm.
And anyway, but yeah, so that I went to Switzerland last summer, and I spent a few days in the Swiss Alps, and I had this dish that was called Alper Magronen, and it basically is German for like farmer's plate or something like that. And it was like mac and cheese with like toasted like breadcrumbs, I guess, on top of it. And it had like some veggies in it. And then it also had, it's so weird, it had applesauce in it.
Okay, you lost me right
So
there.
yeah, I know. It was like I ordered this thinking like I'm not gonna like it, but I'm in Switzerland and I'm gonna try something regional. And I was like, there's no way this is gonna be good. And it was like amazing. I don't know
Wow.
what it was. Like you couldn't even really taste that it was applesauce. It was more just like it gave it a little bit of like just like a tang to it, I guess.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
know it was really interesting. Like, and that's not something I would normally go for, but I love mac and cheese. But
Listen.
yeah, I was like you. I was like, you lost me at applesauce. I
Oh my
tried it,
goodness.
and oh, let's see. And I've had really good sushi in Hawaii before. I've had great sushi in Boston.
Oh my, I have to get to your level of like travel swag, dining experience. Like, oh my goodness.
You just gotta pick something that like sounds really off the wall and just go for it. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of things I still have yet to try. Like I've never been to an Asian country. That's on my bucket list. I'd love to go to, I don't know, Australia, like just I mean, my family growing up, like we traveled a good bit, and I feel like our family is we're foodies too. And so we kind of based like how much we liked the vacation based on how good the food was.
But that's so real.
So
That's so
yeah, so
real.
it's kind of like, and I just feel like I'm kind of a snob, but I'm also not against like I love like In-N-Out Burger too. Like I don't know, or like Wendy's or something. So I don't know. Like I just am kind of, you know,
But you're from the South, so you
I
know
like
what
what
good
I
food
like.
tastes. You know what good
I'm
food
from
tastes
the
like.
South. You can't take the girl out of the South, or like you can't take the South out of the girl, I mean. And yeah, I mean, growing up, like I'm from Arkansas, so we do fried chicken, fried catfish,
Mm-hmm.
hush
Keep
puppies.
preach. Come on now.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, like there's just some things like I eat pretty healthy in general because of what we do, but I also am not a huge fan of like too clean eating. I think there's a balance. And so I am also like I made Kraft mac and cheese for dinner the other night because it sounded good. And yeah, and like so I don't know. I think there's a balance to it, but yeah, I do like certain things that like
And
considered, like runner food, but I'm like, if it's gonna make you happy, go for it.
listen,
Run,
everything in moderation.
yeah,
Everything in moderation. And like I
I
would say
agree to
about
that.
fries.
Yes.
Yes, I always say, when it comes to fried chicken, it may be bad
Yeah.
for the body, but it's good for the soul, and you need some good soul music and some good soul food. That's how I operate.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I also love buffalo sauce, so sorry, you're gonna have to put that on the chicken for me. That's my thing.
on fried chicken,
Buffalo sauce and hot sauce. Yeah.
not so we're talking about wings or like Popeyes have
Go
a.
with wings. I mean, wings, I like buffalo sauce, but like I will put hot sauce on everything. I just think it makes things, I just love it. I love
what
spice. So
what hot sauce are you rolling with?
I like plain, I like Tabasco.
Oh, you different. You are different. I
I like
like that.
Tabasco. I like Cholula as well, but I think Tabasco is my favorite.
I was thinking that cheap Crystal Lake hot sauce from Louisiana. You say no, I go with Tabasco. That's
It's
okay.
the good
I'm,
stuff.
ooh, man, I'm not even mad at that. I'm proud.
If I carried a purse, I'd probably have a bottle in it, but I don't.
What Beyonce said she got hot sauce in. Put it in the runner's back, or you know how they do like you talk about fuel for nutrition. Just
Yeah.
get one of those like what do they have? What is it called? Goop. I should know this.
Goo, yeah. Goo, like gels. Yeah.
You listen. Just throw some hot sauce in there, and I guarantee you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and then we're gonna switch to the last topic.
Okay.
If Laura come out to Orlando and at mile 21 she within top 10 and she pops some hot sauce out for fueling, it's game over for everybody. I'm sorry. It's game over. That's it. Night. It's over. Oh man.
That's hilarious. Oh my
Oh,
gosh. That's
oh
so
man.
funny.
It's over. Y'all better hope they don't put them in gummies. But listen, if you see some goo, it ain't goo. It's hot sauce. It's Tabasco. It's something. And that's
That's
it.
right.
That is it.
Turn the engines on there.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a misunderstanding. They go, where did she come from? Listen, it's that sauce. She kept it in the bag and
Fueled
everything.
by Tabasco.
Fueled by Tabasco. Make that
Sponsored
a
by
sponsorship.
Tabasco.
Hashtag underdog. Put that on a t-shirt. I like that. I love that. That is some Hoka Clifton 8 energy. I've been using shoe term, and I love that. I love that. All right. Last couple topics. So running is amazing for so many reasons, but what about running brings you the most joy? Where do you find your
Oh,
joy when it comes to running?
honestly, I feel like I figured that out a couple years ago because I didn't know that answer for a long time, but I feel like it's really just honestly for me, it's more about like using running as a way to like cultivate community. And I just feel like, I don't know, like the most fun part. I mean, I love working out hard and I love going after goals and all that and racing. Like I love to race actually. But as far as like just running, like just pure running, I think it's just like it mirrors life, but it also has like brought me like really, really close friends and like mentors and confidants. And so I really think like, I mean, a big reason why I gravitated towards Flagstaff and part of why I wanted to join this team is because I was training on my own for about 7 years. And
Mm.
sounds biblical, right? 7 years. But
That means completion. Won't he do it? Hashtag
but
praise him.
yeah, but basically, I just was getting so burnt out and it just wasn't any fun because I just felt like I didn't have like most mostly women to commiserate with, bond with, like cheer for, and people that were of a like mindset as me and that were going after similar goals, even though we're competitors. Like I just find a lot of joy and like just like connecting with other women on runs and just talking about women's issues or just like running in general and like we have fun too. It's not all serious. I mean, it's like lighthearted as well, but I really think that's my favorite part and like that's what I love the most is just like the community that it's brought me. So yeah, short
Wow.
answer, but
No,
yeah.
I love that answer. And guess
Yeah.
what? You have survived the interrogation process. Now
Yay.
we are on to our last topic. It's called Down the Home Stretch. I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. I want you to answer them to the best of your
Like
ability.
stream of consciousness.
Straight up. Wait,
Okay.
what?
Stream of consciousness, like you mean like the first thing that comes to my head, or you want me to just like answer the best I know?
Yeah, I've never heard that term, but just answer the when I
Okay.
ask it, just answer it to the best as best as you can, as fast as you
Okay.
can. So, are you ready?
Yes.
If there was a food that you could live with for the rest of your life and a food that you could live without, what would they be?
Mm. A food I could eat for the rest of my life. Probably a cheeseburger.
Okay.
Um, a food I could live without. I hate broccoli cheese soup. I don't know. I don't know if that's a food, but I hate that.
That's oh, I hope Panera not listening to this. Uh so it's all good. I thought you were gonna say curry, which by the time this episode airs, I will have tried for the first time and
Oh,
conquered my fear. So I
go
don't
for
know.
it.
A cheeseburger is good. Where is the best place to get a cheeseburger?
You know what? I'm really boring and whatever. I like McDonald's or In-N-Out. And I
Okay.
like plain cheeseburger, like literally the meat in the bun and a slice of cheese. I'm not gonna go with pickles. I don't want condiments. I just want it's just simple. But for some reason, I think it's like my mom always had that growing up. So like I just think of that as it's like a
Okay, that's
nostalgia
fair.
thing. So but yeah, but yeah, McDonald's or In-N-Out.
Now you mad at it. That's cool. Alrighty. Is a boneless chicken nugget a chicken wing or I'm sorry, is a boneless chicken wing a chicken nugget or a chicken wing?
I mean, do they tell us what that actually is? I don't know. It's like I don't know what we're actually eating there, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I would have to say, well, okay, devil's advocate. If it's boneless, you got to say chicken nugget because
That's the right answer. That's it.
how do you know? It could be from any part of the body. You don't know. I mean, so I'd say nugget versus how do you know it's from the wing? You don't. So I would just
Because
say chicken nugget.
they're like boneless chicken wings, and it's just this weird piece of like steroid injected chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's probably not even. Yeah, it's not even like all like Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so let's go with nugget.
yeah, it's like a McDonald's cheeseburger. It's not real. Or it's like a McDonald's chicken nuggets. It's not real.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mickey D's. Y'all fries slap as well as the
that's
sweet teas.
like a
Alrighty.
late night thing for me too. But yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So if you had to pick anyone to give you a pep talk before the biggest race of your life, who are you rolling with?
Oh gosh, I think I would honestly. I don't necessarily love pep talks. I'm not really big into that right before a race. I do much better. I tend to overthink and I do better if I can think less and just focus on the process. So I would say for my needs, what I need in a pep talk, it would probably be Ben Bruce or Stephanie Bruce, two of my teammates, or Kellen Taylor, another one of my teammates. They're just very like matter of fact, down to earth. You've done the work, you're ready, you can handle a lot of discomfort and pain. You're talented. Go get them. You belong. That's it. That's all I want.
I would love
Well,
to
I don't
hear.
want these like far reaching, like, I don't need people to, like, I actually prefer when it's a coach, I prefer talking to them about my race the week previously. And then I want them to hopefully be there so I can see them for comfort. But
Hmm,
I don't necessarily love like I don't need that before a race. It actually
need that all that
find
rah
it
rah.
I find it interference. I find it to be interfering. I would rather just act like everything's just normal.
I would love to hear Samuel Jackson and his character on Snakes on the Plane just kind of come give a pep talk. That's just neither here nor there. Dream vacation spot.
Oh man. I can't answer that.
Oh, that's the
Like,
first time we had a.
there's so many places. I think honestly, like I think I would love if I had to pick maybe one place, I think I might go like beach hopping in Australia, like the Gold Coast up there. I think it's in Queensland. I might do that, but I don't know. I really, really like hiking too. And so I always I have this like fantasy of doing like Tokyo to Kyoto, like one of like the major like treks, or like the West Highland Way, like in Scotland, like things that just are long and challenging. That's not
Okay.
really a vacation. I feel like that kind of borders like, is that a vacation or is that like an adventure? So I don't know. Like, I think it'd also be cool to just do something like Thailand. I think that'd be cool too.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to have dinner with anybody who is currently living, who would it be?
Someone
Who would it be?
current living. Probably my grandma, Beverly. It's my mom's mom. She's my favorite relative, and I just have not got to see her in so long. Yeah, probably her. She lives in this little town called Kernersville in North Carolina. It's like part of like the Tri-City area, like Greensboro. Um, I'd probably that's probably who it'd be. She's a hoot. She's hilarious. I don't
What
know.
is what's the song on your playlist before you take to the roads for a race?
Before I go, but what I listen to before I race?
Actually, I'm gonna switch this up because something just
Okay.
came in. If you had to pick a musical artist to get you through a 20 to 30 mile run, who would you listen to the entire way?
Ooh, one artist. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of thinking about what do I when I do run by myself and I if I do pick an artist, like who that typically is. And it kind of is like few people, but have you heard of Blue October?
Mm-mm.
They're interesting. Their lyrics are interesting. They're kind of like a niche band. They're alternative. They use a lot of like electric violin and cello and they're pretty cool. So maybe them, maybe 1975, my British band that I like really want to see. Blink-182. Maybe one of those. Yeah, like I don't know, like something that's gonna be like fun and upbeat. Like for example, like I like Adele as well, but I don't know if I'd pick her because it's more just kind of like if it's a 20-mile run, I would want something that has like I don't
So,
know, just something like kind of more punkish, popish, alternative type. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I would get to like mile if I'm running 20 miles,
Yeah.
19. Once I got actually no, yeah, I would 19 to 20. I would be listening to "Hello from the Other Side." That's just I know that was like a corny dad joke, but that's just me. All right, just a few more questions.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Oh my gosh. This is such an like age-old debate. I gotta go Backstreet Boys.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell
I
me
think I have.
why.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
that one actually.
I hate
Yeah,
that commercial, but I'm like,
yeah,
y'all.
I think I'd go with that one. I
Oh
think
my.
I'd go with them. Even
Okay,
though I feel kind of like sacrilegious saying that because Justin Timberlake is a Memphis kid or outside of Memphis, but
man.
yeah, I love
That's
him too, but
uh, okay.
yeah.
What's the ultimate post race meal?
Oh, post-race meal. I really like a burger and fries.
Okay.
That's cheeseburger and fries, actually. Yeah.
Nothing on it, just cheese and a burger and two
Yep.
pieces of bread.
Yep. Basically. And then fries with ketchup.
Okay, but the ketchup is in there. Okay, cool. All righty. Not too shabby. All right, couple more questions. So, what was the coolest thing you've done so far this year?
Ooh, the coolest thing I've done so far this year in 2023. Um, I mean, I think I would say as far as like I've been training so hard in 2023. I think just like the coolest thing is probably honestly just seeing like the results of the hard work pay off, to be honest. Like I got to race in San Diego. That was just that was really fun. Like, um, I won that race and set a big PR and I like treated myself to this really nice meal and like so that was just I don't know, like just fun. Like and then yeah, I don't know. Like I the half marathon championships was in Fort Worth, Texas, and my sister lives in Dallas. So
Okay.
just getting to see them and like have family at the race was pretty cool because they didn't hardly ever get to see any of my races.
Yeah.
Um, Especially with like COVID, like I've had family members that have been really sick and I haven't been able to see them sometimes. So that was cool. That's probably really it. I mean, I haven't really honestly, I've been so like nose to the grindstone, like I haven't really like done any like actual trips or anything like that, or like done anything other than I just kind of have been like living and just like enjoying like my friends here in Flagstaff too. So yeah, I don't know. Probably just like checking out San Diego, getting to go to the beach, like just pretty normal
Yeah.
so far, but we're only in May, so we'll see.
That freaking song by NSYNC. We know what that meme that goes around social media, Justin Timberlake singing
It's
"It's Gonna
gonna
Be."
be May.
I'm like, and I had just anytime somebody just says the month of May, I just get so mad. I hate that thing
Shared
so
a
much.
story to my Instagram that was like, it's April 30th. You know
So,
what?
no, that,
And it was like
and
a
it's
picture
just,
of Justin Timberlake in the side like this.
and it's gonna be May, and I was so. And here's the thing: it took me about a year. I'm like, what song? And so I'm listening to the song, and then I don't know. I was at work, and
The truth, yeah.
why it's gonna be May. I'm like, oh my god, that's where they
Yeah.
get this nonsense from.
Yeah.
And so May
So fun.
1st, April 1st, and May 1st. I don't like those days because it's like the most. Oh no, I'm sorry. April 1st and April 30th. Like those days, I just like if I see
Yeah.
this man one more time saying it's gonna be May, that's why you have to enunciate the E. Because if they had said it's gonna be me, then we
Yeah.
wouldn't have to deal with this. All
Well, so
right.
my thing with that is December 31st, and people go, see you next year.
I I do that. I do that. I hope I just take it a step further. I think I used to do that. It was like December 30th or when I was walking out. I said, I
Yeah.
hope you all have a blessed year. And I'm gonna see you see you next year. Whatever. They get so pissed. I do it every year. We're gonna have a whole show about it. I lied. I lied. So three more questions. So
Okay.
here's number three. One of the three. When is it too early to listen to Christmas music?
You have to wait until after Thanksgiving Day.
That's the devil is a liar, Lord. She didn't mean it. I'm just kidding. But no, that hurt. That hurts.
That is special though. It's like,
It
but
is.
I don't really, okay, I'm not going to tell you that because
Oh, she don't
I,
like Lord. She don't like Christmas music. Oh my gosh, Lord, no, no, no. We can't do this.
I like very specific songs, but in general,
Oh,
it's just not for me. Yeah.
Otis Redding has a song called "Pain in My Heart," and that is what I just felt when you just said that. Oh Lord,
My heart.
she
Yeah.
pain in my heart. Oh Lord, she didn't mean it. Well, she could have. Jesus, Lord, I got to pray. I'm gonna pray for you. It's
No,
okay.
this
It's
interview is over.
we gonna know. It's just you just have to elevate to the top of the prayer list, but that's okay. So, last two questions. Why does kindness matter to you?
Kindness matters because when you have been through things in your life and then you're just, whatever reason, just struggling and like someone's just, I guess, unkind for usually no reason. Usually it's just people being frustrated. Yeah, I think it matters because it's like you just never know, like I'm not when I'm if I'm really struggling with something, I'm not someone that's typically going to like announce it to the world right away. Like I'm gonna like kind of process it and but I think like of course like we've all I'm sure been unkind at some point in our lives, and that's a learning process, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but yeah, I think that just handling yourself with grace and kindness is important because you just never know, like someone might be really really struggling with their mental health, and like something you say just flippantly because you're frustrated at the grocery store could push someone over the edge. And so um yeah, I think it's just like you can't see sometimes when people are really really struggling. And I think like athletes in general, like we're taught to just be really tough and like don't ever struggle. And I think that paradigm is changing now, where like now it's becoming seen if you have struggles, like guess what, everyone else does too, just some people are better at hiding it than others, but it's basically just like showing that, yeah, you do struggle. It can be a sign of vulnerability. And just like I talked about earlier about community with runners, how like, I mean, what do you do on a run? You you talk to people. You got like an hour to 2.5 hours to run together. And it's like you just naturally share experiences and stories. And, it's like everyone struggles with something. And so I think that's sorry, that was kind of rambling, but yeah, like I think that is why kindness matters to me.
Last question. How has running been kind to you?
Oh man, I mean, running is it can be it's ways it's been kind is it definitely like I've met like best friends through running. So the connections I've made through running, like I wouldn't have had that if I weren't in the sport. I feel like I really I don't know. That's an interesting question. I really like enjoy the process of everything. So I'm kind of more, I can be spontaneous, but I'm more of a routine type person. And I feel like running just kind of fits my personality a little bit. I like the whole process of I get up 2 hours before I have to be at practice and make my coffee, play with my dog, have my breakfast, I read or might listen to music, like just kind of, like I feel like it's if that's a way running has been kind to me. I feel like it just like it's like a good fit. Like I feel like comfortable and at peace with like that kind of routine and um but running can also have its interesting, it can be like challenging as well if you're not performing very well, if you're letting it just take over your whole life and your whole life is your routine and you're sacrificing personal relationships because of that. That's a problem, I think, but um yeah, I think in general though, I think like the positives outweigh the negatives with running for me personally. And I just feel like it's interesting because I've been doing this for a long time and I still feel like I have a lot more to explore as well. So I think it's just like it can also be more of a creative pursuit as well, rather than just like a job or like, it is a job, but it's like, you can have a lot of fun with it as well.
You have survived down the home stretch, breaking my heart with that Christmas answer, but that's all love. That's all good. Listen, I appreciate you coming on the show. Where can the people support your journey? I know we talked about it earlier. I believe it's Haagen-Dazs 86.
Yep, it's a I'm most active on Instagram. Um, I probably should do a better job of posting, but I'm more of like I do like the stories thing, but anyway. So yeah, Instagram, I'm on Twitter, um, I'm on Strava. I probably use Strava and Instagram the most, I would say.
So listen, that's where you can find the legend. That's where you can support her journey. Be sure to tune in to where she's going to run later on this summer and following that. And listen, appreciate you coming on the show. Thank everybody for listening, and we will catch you next time.